what is the advantage I am getting. High frequency, there is not much difference. You see, low frequency without loading, this is the gain. With loading, with loading, I am getting 7 to 8 dB improvement, sir, with this dielectric loading, with the tapered dielectric loading. So next, this all spiral antennas, even though I have very good radiation characteristics, good tracking, and widely used in interferometric all these previous years, but the systems are requiring now with high sensitivity. Because the spirals are in low gain, it is difficult to get the required sensitivity. Yes, Sriara sir is there as a director. We have seen one system called AES210 and GS210 system. They were using sector arms as the rating Kelvin in baseline interferometric. Immediately called me, you have to take this action for development of this antenna. Then we have taken up this design and simulated and realized the antennas covering 2 to 6, 6 to 18 and 18 to 40. 3 bands we have successfully developed and implemented. This is the simulation model. This is the return loss. This is the azimuth pattern. This is the elevation pattern. This elevation pattern, we have implemented the constant beamwidth concept to achieve the beamwidth within plus minus 5 degrees to get the good roll off as well as gain. You see here, this is the actual antenna element we have simulated satisfied, but when you put in the array environment, sir, earlier softwares whatever we are having, that was useful only for implementing the single element only. But when we go for array, 4 elements with the required spacing, and this array is becoming some 600 mm length. So when we create the radiation boundary, it is taking some 23 to 26 lakh tetrahedrons. So it was not simulating. Then we purchased a machine which is having 196 GB RAM, and this is the polarizer. Because now the way we implement the array, we have simulated using polarizers. There are some other materials to reduce the ripples. Then we arrange the elements and simulated, and for both vertical and horizontal polarization, how close they are matching with the simulation. Then this is the array we have realized, and these are the measured radiation pattern. This is the azimuth pattern, how close they are matching from this is 2 to 6, and this is the elevation pattern. You see the beamwidth variation very minimal. If it is normally, if you take a horn, it is upper antenna. When you double the frequency, beamwidth will become half. So that will have some issues that we have prevented by using double step concept and realize the antennas. This is 6 to 18. Another important design we introduce is the end launch. Normally, whenever you see any waveguide to coaxial adapter, there is launched with broadwalk at the center of the broadwalk. But if I use the broadwalk, because my intermittent spacing is 23 to 24 mm, I cannot put these 2 antennas within that spacing. So again we thought how to implement this. Then we designed the end launch. Instead of broadwalk, we are launching the coaxial to waveguide transition using end launch. And then realize this antenna. These are the simulated patterns. This is the simulated VSWR. And this is the array model. We are exciting the way we implemented the practical, same thing we have modeled with the polarizer and tested the simulated these patterns. Only at low frequency, at that time some issue was there, non-availability of the observer. Some ripples were there, but about 80 GHz onwards, it was coming alright. This problem we have solved by using one special method called MCS observer, sir, with 1.2 mm thick. It is total ripples are there and same smooth patterns we are getting. Sir, recently when this problem came, I have surveyed the net. Anybody is making this baseline interferometric arrays using this sectoral horns. I come across one firm called Exelis USA. Then immediately we framed the specification and sent to the firm. They told they can meet. They have listed in their catalog in the net that they can make the elements with the required model number. Polarizer with the model number is there, part number. Then they told that they can configure these elements and the polarizer into an array and supply. Then as an array configuration I made this specification and sent. Then they told, actually in the catalog they told this element with this radiating element without polarizer, without redout, not in the array. That they told plus minus 10 degrees they can meet the amplitude phase, amplitude tracking of plus minus 1, phase tracking of 10 degrees. And polarizer they told they can meet. But in array when I asked, they told they have to work out and they will come back. Then they quoted, sir, the price is exorbitant. 23 lakhs they quoted for one array, plus $1,50,000 as NRE. That is almost 1 crore. But whereas we have developed this antenna, proved everything, and given for production agency, they are supplying with 4 lakhs, sir. That is the difference. What we import and what we develop and work with our own hands. Then confidence, sir. That is the giving lot of confidence that we can meet any challenge in meeting the system requirements. So this is the realized antenna. This is again this elevation pattern. This is the azimuth patterns. So this is 18 to 40. First time again we are realized this product with end launch and meeting the tracking requirements. As well as we put in this array with the radome. We have not painted this. This is the, we have used individual radomes for each element. We are arranged these elements with the required interval spacing to meet the VLI criteria, and these are the measured patterns, sir. How best they are tracking. Nobody is offering this type of system in worldwide also. This is another I told helix spiral. This is a spiral covering 2 to 18. This is the helix covering 0.5 to 2 with 65 mm diameter. If you go for conventional spiral, it is 180 mm diameter, which we cannot use on the platform. Whereas we have realized this product with 65 mm diameter. This is similar. These are the simulated radiation characteristics. This is the measured, how close it is there. So now, in addition to the airborne, ground-based submarine, ground-based platforms, now we are entering to spaceborne also, sir. You know, sir. This is array we have already realized. Now we are going for fabrication, covering 0.5 to 80.
Go on a satellite.
Yeah, it will go on a satellite. Now we are going on spaceborne platform. Here we are using concept of 2D BLI to get the DF information is azimuth as well as elevation, so that directly can fix the location of the target. Otherwise, if the single plane DF, we have to use triangulation, laborious. It is not that accurate. But once you get the azimuth and elevation information, directly you can fix the location fix of the target. This we have already simulated, meeting all the requirements. Now we are going for fabrication. This is all because of our simulation effort. Otherwise, it is not possible. So this is another I told you, constant beam with horn antenna. In amplitude comparison, if you use spirals, its gain is very low and its beam width is fixed. Suppose if I go for more number of elements, even though I can get the sensitivity, accuracy will suffer. So this is another antenna we have developed, pyramidal horn antenna covering 80 to 40 GHz for amplitude comparison DF for the 16 element ADF. So the beam width requirement is 22.5 degrees to cover 6 degrees. So the design first we went step by step like this. First this waveguide to coaxial adapter. First we have designed, simulated. You see the performance minimum 20 dB internal loss covering 80 to 40. Once you finalize the design, then we went for horn. Normally, sir, if you truncate these ridges in the horn, control of the beam width E and H plane is difficult. So we introduced a small transition. Then we made the horn. Then we applied the constant beam width concept to achieve the constant beam width over the frequency of 80 to 40 within plus minus 3 degrees. Then another thing is, sir, in H plane there is no problem because the taper distribution we can get the low sizes. But in E-plane, there is a large side lobe. To get the low side lobe, we have introduced the septum, dielectric septum. So there are various techniques. One is this corrugations is one. T-slots we can use. Then aperture segmentation. That is technique is there. We can divide the aperture into segments to provide the taper distribution. But we found that this dielectric septum use the bed performance with the simplest way. So this also we have simulated and realized this antenna. You see, sir, this is the measured radiation patterns covering 80 to 40 gigahertz. As if it is the measured, sir, this is not theoretical patterns. These are the measured patterns. Such 16 antennas we made and configured to the array and measured in aperture chamber covering 80 to 40 gigahertz. Regular it was 22.5 degrees its position, very low side lobe with a good roll off. So what will happen at if you use a conventional arm, high frequency if you go, because the beam width narrowing, the roll off will be very fast and you will suffer this sensitivity. At low frequency, because the broad beam you will suffer the accuracy. So we are compensating and meeting the both accuracy as well as sensitivity requirement by this technique. This is the realized antenna. This is the arrangement of 16 elements as a circular ADF and realize this product. So here another thing is we are introducing non-conventional fabrication. From a single block, we have realized the adapter, arc section and transition from a single block using wire cut, EDM and CNC. So that the yield is 100%, sir. Earlier, to make 4 ultra arms, we used to make 3 times. Suppose 4 arms, 10 arms we used to make. Test all of them physically, segregate which are falling within that window. We used to select and use in the system. But now such thing is not there. Straight away with the 2 iterations, we are getting the performance. Directly we are going for the fabrication and achieving the results. There is no wastage, almost 100% heat. This is one dual element ADF. You have developed, sir, Varna project covering 2 to 6, 6 to 18 and 18 to 40. All the bands we have implemented. Now it is under production for 18 systems at Bell for 18 systems on board the platform.
You are very happy with Varna system.
Yes, sir. They are happy. Actually, the Eastern Naval Command achieved the best that award among all the naval commands, sir. Even it is performing better than the imported system. This is again 12 element ADF measured patterns. So this is another new development we have carried out. This antenna is used in active outboard decoy to seduce the incoming signal from away from the platform. So for that, there is a dual polarization requirement of 100 watts. At the same time, when this outboard decoy dispatches down with the parachute, this beam has to go into the horizontal plane. To make it, because at the same time this antenna has to fit into the 130 mm diameter. So if I use a horizontal way, it cannot fit because of the axial length. So we used a rotating plate, keeping this stationary. When it dispatches down, it will, because of the plate, the beam will come in horizontal. By rotating this plate, you can screen the beam in the horizontal plane. This, because of the simulation, only you can able to simulate the total performance and achieve the finalize the design and realize the product. This is the product developed. This is the measured performance. Whatever we simulated, actually, if you plot this plot and simulated plot, most of the up to 20-30 dB it will match. This is another rating and the secular horn covering 80 to 40 GHz for ADF. Now in all the platforms we are using this element for ADF. So this is under the smart. So under this we established a facility for satellite signal interception monitoring. For this we need an antenna requiring a gain of 64 dB. This in consultation with ECL we could able to realize an 18 meter reflector covering X and KU and C band, and we have successfully installed and commissioned. So these are the various direction finding techniques. I think I'm losing time. Whatever elements we have developed so far, now we are confident to different DF systems and realized and implemented on various platforms. This is for rotary DF antenna covering. This is 80 to 40. This is offset reflector to get the low silence, and this is rotary DF covering 0.5 to 80 gigahertz. This is one after comparison DF technique principle. I am not going. These are the various advantages and drawbacks, and these are the various systems we have implemented using ADF technique. This is what I am telling, sir. This using constant wave with the horns, 6 to 8 and 2 to 6. This narrowband DF we have successfully implemented. Now it is going for production. These are the various types. This is 4 antenna DF implemented on Chetak helicopter. This is on lower aircraft 6 antenna ADO. This is 12 element ADO for shipboard. These are another for underwater applications. This is DF antenna using log IDs. This is what I am showing. This ADF antenna using constant beam with the horns. This is the DF antenna using spiral antennas and covering up to 18 gigahertz. This is the phase interferometric technique where two elements are separated with a distance of d. When a wavefront is coming at an angle theta, this is the phase difference we can measure. This is the measured phase difference. This is the operating wavelength and the distance. By knowing this and this parameter, we can find out the theta. This is the basic principle of phase interferometry. And good benefit is DF accuracy 1 to 2 degrees we can get, and it is wide open both in time, space and frequency. It is mostly used for tactical applications. This is a circular DF array. Using a single circular array we can cover 360 degrees. This is also we implemented. This is a TDOA technique, time difference of arrival technique. Again, measuring the time difference of the signal received between 1 and 2, knowing the distance and the velocity of light, you can find out the theta. This technique we have implemented on airborne platforms, where another important thing is the required base line from 2 antennas should be very large. The accuracy depends on directly on distance between the two elements. These are the practically developed systems which are on the platform. Once you know the direction frequency, now we go for jamming. These are the various